we're going to talk about how to actually move out, whether you're in high school, whether you're in college, or you already have a job, how to actually go about it. And in this part, we are only focusing on the logistics, the emotional stuff, how to prepare yourself mentally, physically, because you know we are sensitive people and we have soft hearts and we cry over tiny things. In the second part, we'll go over how to actually emotionally prepare yourself. But in this one, all things logic. Let's get into it. A lot of us have this thought in the back of our brain that our parents have done so much for us. They have brought us in this country, sacrificed so much for us to get this education, to have a better life, yada yada yada. And I understand that. I relate to that. I had that thought every day for a whole year. But you know what? Take a second to ask yourself, how do you plan on repaying that now? Like, yeah, they have done so much for you. They are your parents and you love them so much. But how do you plan on repaying them? Are you going to sacrifice your entire life? Who even wins here when you throw away your wishes, your wants, your desire to make your own choices? Your parents don't win here because they brought you here to have a better life. You don't win here because you are so unhappy with being caged in your house. The only thing that wins here are the parts of our toxic culture that does not allow women to go out there and live their dreams. And frankly, that part of our culture really doesn't give a damn about you. It really doesn't. Let's start with education. Let's take it from the top. Let's say you're in high school, right? What are you doing in high school besides going and taking classes? I need you to start volunteering. I need you to do the unpaid work and the paid work if you can get it. Start doing internships. You don't need to know what you want to do with life. You don't need to have a clear plan. We all are lost when we're in high school. But the best way to keep yourself busy and stay out of your home is to get a job. And it's also the best way to become independent. Hear me out. Let's say they take away all your internship money. Even then, you're gaining experience that's going to help you in future. Remember to not worry about money. It's not about money. It's about building relationships. It's about building experiences. It's about building confidence. It's about learning how the real life works, how the real world works. This will benefit you in many ways. You will be out of your home, because one thing about brown parents that I know is that they're okay if you're working or doing something educational. So go ahead, take parts in these things. And let's say you cannot find an internship, you just can't find any volunteering work, you just can't do anything. Do whatever your high school has to offer. I also took some college classes. They were college credit classes, and after school on Tuesday and Thursdays, I took those. I wasn't always working, but I found ways to stay out. After school, stay out. If you have a legit excuse of why you need to be out or come home late and anything education or your career, most parents won't say anything. Internships or working also allows you to have your own bank account. The skills you build in high school and college when you work are the skills that are actually going to prepare you for the real world. It does not always have to be about money. It's about growing up and taking responsibility of yourself. And sometimes parents start to respect you when you do that. Start taking small steps. Now, let's say you're in college. Make sure you like the major you're studying in. This is huge now. It's not just about moving out and living your best life. If you hate your job, you're not going to be happy. If you're not happy, you might as well stay in your parents' home. There is no point of doing all of that. If you're confused, the best way to take away that confusion is to work in that field. Example, I did my first marketing internship sophomore year of my college. I was volunteering in the first year of my freshman year in college. Mind you, I'm just freshman, but I wanted to make sure I know how everything works. I know what companies are looking for. I have no idea what I even want to do with my life. I just don't want to do something in business. But I was already making connections with people who come every semester and offer kids jobs or whatnot just to get my face out there. So my point here is that you don't need to know exactly what you're going to do in life, but let's say you do choose a major, I need you to look into it. Work in that field. See how you actually like it. Because there's no point of wasting 4 years of your life when you actually get a job you hate it. I'll be honest with you, doing internships and actually putting yourself out there takes guts, but it's very fun. It's a million times better than being in your toxic home. Rather talk to people who you can learn from or fail in than be at home and fight with your mom and dad about the same things over and over again. Now let's say you're graduated and you already have a job. Is it stable? No, I'm not saying you need to have 100K in your bank account. You don't need to even make 100K to move out. Is your job stable? If your job is stable, you can even just save for like 5 to 10 months and move out. Because you know money will be coming to your bank account every month. You know it's going to happen every month. So even if you spend a lot moving out, you know your paycheck will come next month and you'll figure it out from there. I started looking up apartments a year before I actually moved out. I call that window shopping. I was literally in the last semester of my college, and every time I fought with my parents, I looked at apartments. Wherever you're living in, it's a great way to find out how much people are charging for a room, how much people are charging for roommates, how much people are charging for an entire apartment. Now, I moved from New York City and things are expensive there, but even then, you could have a roommate and pay like $900 or like $1,000. It does not have to be aesthetically pleasing, and it does not have to be the greatest apartment in the world. It has to bring you peace. It has to keep you alive, and it has to give you the life you always wanted. And the life you always wanted does not have to be the pretty life. The internet is lying to you. Those people you see having beautiful, crazy apartments, they have been working for a really long time, and they probably have really high-paying jobs. Everything takes time. So when you're looking up apartments, start doing your research even before you're ready, even before you have the money. You think I had money saved when I was looking? I was just always looking. You think I was ready to move out? I was never ready to move out. But I always did that to show myself that I'm going to do it. You know the fire you feel when you fight your parents? Instead of fighting back, go to your room or wherever you are, start looking up apartments. So that way your brain knows that you're doing something about it. Put that anger, aggression, the pain, the tears into your goddamn research. You can be crying and still get your shit done. That's how I do it. You think I want to be making this video right now? Like I'm literally talking to a circle camera. I have no idea who I'm speaking to. But guess what? I'm still gonna get this shit done because I've been wanting to get this done for a really long time. So I'm going to sit here and get it done. I might feel super scared and sit down to edit, but that's okay. You need to understand emotions, fears, anger, all these things are part of your life, but then there are logical things that you actually have to get done. Think about it this way. You fought back all this time. You were screaming back all this time. You were crying and yelling out of your lungs all this time. Did it help? No, seriously, did it help? Did it get you anywhere? As far as I know, they probably woke up the next day and were nice to you. Emotional manipulation 101. You can fight them, go all crazy, and the next day they will act like nothing even happened. And then you're there like, oh my God, maybe nothing actually happened. Sometimes your toxic home is so toxic that it's normal to be toxic, to a point where toxicity in your home is so normal that it just becomes an everyday part of your life. It's not until you actually go out there, see your friends, see other people live their life, the relationship they have with their parents, a normal, healthy home. That's when you look at yourself and you're like, holy goddamn, this is goddamn crazy. If I did not put myself out there, I wouldn't know what a healthy home actually looks like. I wouldn't know how bad I actually have it. Because I did not share anything with my friends. I did not share anything with anyone. I got through a lot of things alone in my life. What makes you think you can? Ask yourself, do I want this life? Do I really want to just keep screaming, or do I want to do something about it? Because you're going to do something about it as you're goddamn crying. Do I want to keep fighting my parents? Do I want to not fight them and just settle for a dusty ass man? Because that's what always happens, no? Does that thought crosses your mind that maybe one day I'll have a daughter and I'll just give her the best life, the next generation? I had that thought too. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, I did not come this far and work this hard and for all these years to give away my life to my daughter. What if she doesn't even want the free life? The point here is, stop waiting for a guy to come to show you the life you deserve to live or have the bare minimum freedom. You're gonna go from being a daughter and then a wife. You're gonna be playing two roles. You'll never know who you really are. You'll never know what you want from life. You will be so stuck in an environment, in a culture, that you'll never get to experience true happiness. Because when you're a wife, you're obviously, a lot of things are connected to that person you're married to. This is real life. You'll never actually just have you to work on. Get your ass up and start working on your dreams. And I know it's hard and it's scary and it's like, oh my God, I won't be able to do it. What brown girl moves out? Well, right here. The next time someone asks you what brown girl moves out, what Muslim girl moves out, say my name. It's gonna take tears, it's gonna take work. There will be days you won't feel like working. There will be days you won't feel like looking up apartments. There will be days where your parents will be so nice to you that you won't wanna leave them. but you have to choose yourself. Above all the emotions, you have to be logical to yourself. My emotions were changing every day. I'm gonna move out, I'm not gonna move out. Oh my god, maybe it can be better. Maybe if I just try, maybe if I just try harder. You've been trying for the last 22 years of life. If things were supposed to change, they would have changed already. They haven't changed. My love, they are not going to change. They come from a different generation. You come from a different mindset. That does not mean you should destroy your entire life. They brought you here for a better life. Give yourself a better life. They'll come around if they have to. And if they really treated you so bad, why would you want to be in contact with them? Save yourself the trouble and live your best life. Crying is hard. It's draining. But you know what's harder? Sitting there and repeating the same cycle over and over again.